Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. She thought she was in control. But sometimes the road we choose begins to choose us. Britt Westbourne turned the key, revved the engine, told herself nothing bad could happen. Except the warnings were already there. A careless glance in the rearview mirror, the subtle tremor in the steering wheel, the memory of someone saying, "You'd better not crash that car." All of it building. Jason Morgan watched her. He signed on for the loan, co-signed the papers, handed over the keys, and with them, something more than metal and rubber. He handed over trust. If Britt ran that red light of her life, Jason knew what could happen. Because in Port Charles, red lights aren't always red. They're warnings. They're the pulse of trouble starting to beat. For Britt, the new car was supposed to be freedom. The new wheel's a symbol of starting fresh, carving out a path. But Soap World doesn't let you start fresh without reckoning the past. Britt's driving record, her nervous laugh as she admits she's a bad driver, it's all foreshadowing. And for Jason, every joke, every mild warning, "Don't speed from the hospital to the bar," carried weight. The stakes were already raised. When Britt picks up the wheel, Jason's heart doesn't simply sigh and let go. He watches. He waits for the inevitable. Because he's already seen the wreckage that lurks behind seemingly innocent turns in his life. And now Britt's in the driver's seat. Picture this scene. Twilight on the road outside Port Charles. Britt's car glides along. She's thinking about the lab, the promotion, the research, the future. She's leaving behind shadowed whispers of sabotage, hidden agenda, the looming power grab by Hank Dalton's replacement and Sidwell's leverage. Remember Nathan West's crash? The one that left him incoherent, 7 years of memory gone. It was a hint of what might happen when someone tampers with fate. Now Britt's new ride, arguably a target. A car is innocuous, a vehicle, a symbol of mobility. But it can also be a trap. The curve, the slick road, a tail light in the darkness. Someone running the risk. Britt? Jason? Their love? Their lives? Jason's fear isn't based on paranoia. It's grounded in experience. He's seen it before. He's been the one caught in the wreckage. He knows what a car crash can mean. Loss of control, shattered glass, the world tilting on its axis. And now he fears Britt will face it, not because she wants it, but because someone wants it for her. He wants to protect her. His instincts scream. Yet he knows how little protection sometimes is. He knows you can follow someone into a crash, but you can't always stop the impact. His hands clenched on the steering wheel as she takes him out to celebrate. He requests to drive. He hands over the keys reluctantly. Another sign. He knows the danger. And Britt says, "Don't worry. I've got this." But you can hear the doubt in her tone. It's there when she hands him the keys later and takes him for a drive. The tension crackles. Because this show wants you to sense it, this isn't just about bad driving. It's about someone wanting the wreck. Wanting chaos. Wanting Britt off the road. For Jason, the thought of Britt in a crash isn't hypothetical. It's personal. She's not just someone he cares about. She's someone he might lose. And he fears the worst. The wreck that changes everything. The car that flips metaphorical and literal. Britt laying in the hospital bed. Jason at her side. The monitor's flat line. He's seen that. He's lived that. And for Britt, if she survives, the aftermath will be stormy. Her research, her motives, the people around her, including the lurking figure of Jen Sidwell, are all potential players. If the crash isn't just an accident, it's a message. If someone sabotages her vehicle, or forces her off the road, the ripple effect could be massive. Jason fears Britt slipping into that nightmare. Not just the physical collision, but the aftermath. Guilt, blame, secrets revealed. Britt's hiding a lot. The truth about Caesar Faison's final project, the years Nathan lost, the research she's about to lead. The crash could trigger it all. The physical or emotional crash. The undoing. Imagine Britt's car spinning off the road. The headlights catch a sign, the steering jerks. Time slows. Jason rushing to the scene. His breath catches. The sheet over the car. The sirens. The hospital corridor. He's forced to watch someone he loves lying in a bed, fighting. It's not a prediction. It's a real threat. Jason's nightmare doesn't end when Britt opens her eyes. What if she loses her memory? What if the crash triggers a blackout? The missing years, the forgotten lab, the missing research. What if Britt's vulnerability makes her easy to manipulate, to leverage? Jason knows how quickly trust can crumble when the mind is shaken. And for Britt, the crash might be a catharsis or a trap. She might wake up with blindsided regret or become the pawn of someone else's design. The promotion she wanted, the power she sought, maybe that was the lure. But at what cost? The price might be her body, her mind, her relationships. Keep in mind Jason's own history. He was in a car crash. He lost memory. He rebuilt his life. He knows trauma. He knows the slippery road from recovery to relapse. He knows what it means when a crash defines you, and he refuses to let it define Britt. He refuses to lose her. And yet, love in Port Charles doesn't give you guarantees. It gives you warnings. It gives you scars. It gives you the hope that you'll outrun what's trying to overtake you, even when you're already in its headlights. What will Jason do? He may try to pull Britt out of the driver's seat. He may refuse to ride along. He may access the lab files, surveil the car, insist on safeguards. But Britt, fiercely independent, will fight that. She'll say she's fine. She'll hand him the keys and say, "I've got this, Jason." And he'll watch. Because he remembers what happens when you say that. Fan theory suggests the crash might be orchestrated. Not mechanical failure. Not simpler negligence. Someone watched Britt. Someone timed her. Someone wants her out of the game. And if that someone triggers the wreck, then Jason's fear is validated. The crash wasn't random, it was intentional. The wreck was the message. Picture after the crash, Britt in the hospital, Jason pacing the waiting room, the beep of machines. Side conversations about surgery, complications. Britt conscious. Britt with a shard of mirror in her hair. The limping research project. The missing months of her memory or clarity. Now Jason's burden doubles. Protect, repair, and discover who did this. Jason lies awake at night, the image of Britt's car flashing in his mind. The question he can't escape, what if I'd taken the keys? What if I'd insisted? What if I'd realized sooner? Guilt. Fear. Regret. This is the drain of that kind of crisis. Britt wakes. She sees Jason. She tries to reach for his hand. She asks, "What happened?" And there's the moment. Everything freezes. The crash, the lab, the secrets, the trust, the fear. They converge. Jason looks at her and knows. Things will never be the same. Whether the wreck was accident or attack, the effect is fracture. Between career and identity. Between Britt and Jason. Between innocence and danger. And now the road ahead is uncertain. Britt may recover physically. But emotionally? That's a different terrain. She must decide whether to reclaim control or surrender to the forces that tried to break her. And Jason? He must decide whether to fight beside her or let the crash define their future. In the dark of night, Jason sits in his car, staring at the steering wheel. He whispers, "I won't lose you, Britt." But the road behind him glows with embers. The wreck, the memory, the loss. He knows words alone won't protect her. He knows vigilance, investigation, trust, sacrifice, these will. Because in Port Charles, survival is about more than just getting through the accident. It's about what you do afterward. The crash may be the inciting incident. The ripple may be much more devastating. Research shut down. Secrets exposed. Alliances broken. Lives changed. Britt's new car wasn't just transportation. It was the catalyst. Jason's fear wasn't just for scraps. It was for everything. And so we wait. We watch for the skid, the spin, the slamming of the door. We watch for Britt's struggle to stand, for Jason's fear to turn into action. The road ahead will be bumpy, and they'll either survive it together, or it will become the dividing line in their story. Hold on to that image. Britt behind the wheel. Jason beside her. The world rushing toward them. A moment's mistake. Or a moment's design. Because whichever it is, once the crash happens, nothing goes back to the way it was. The glass doesn't unshatter. The memory doesn't unflicker. The fear doesn't retreat. This is the turning point. Britt's crash isn't just a plot device. It's the reckoning. Jason's fear isn't just reaction. It's preemptive anguish. And the road ahead? It will test them both. In the wreckage, in the hospital, in the quiet nights when the engine's off and their hearts are on. When Britt opens her eyes, what will she see? Jason's face. The ceiling. A hospital gown. Or the open road waiting. And Jason? What will he see? The truth. Or the part of the truth he's willing to fight for. Because in the end, it may not be about who crashed, but who helps Britt rise. Not about who caused it, but who survives it. And for Jason, the only way through his fear is to act. To protect. To uncover. To love in the wreck's wake. The wreck will happen. The fear will come. The aftermath will determine everything. And for Britt and Jason, the road to healing may be longer than the ride to the crash. But one thing is for sure, the keys are in ignition, the engine is running, and the inevitable turn is coming. Stay tuned. The crash, the truth, the reckoning, they all arrive sooner than you think. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for all of your updates.